Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. I want to talk about this year's BET Awards. I will say this year was pretty interesting and I like some of the performances. First of all, I really like the fact that BET actually highlighted some black country artists this year. And honestly, I think Beyonce really opened up the door for Shaboozey and andTanner Adell to really get recognition. I really like the fact that they were highlighted. I love Shaboozey's performance. He performed his bar song Tipsy and he brought Jaquan out, who's the originator of the song Tipsy. And I thought that was a cool moment. And also, I loved Will Smith's performance. You know, every year BET has to have some inspirational segment, and Will Smith performed with the Sunday Service Choir and Kirk Franklin and Chandler Moore. And he performed his song, You Can Make It. And this is really Will Smith's comeback year because they really tried to end this man's career. They really did. Like, Hollywood was done with Will Smith after that whole Oscar slap, but he redeemed himself. He came back. He had one of the highest grossing movies this year with his movie Bad Boys 3. I'm just really happy for him. I'm really happy to see that he was able to bounce back from that huge setback in his career. I really am. I also love the fact that BET brought Lauryn Hill out in the end. I thought that was great. And it was a pleasant surprise too. She also came out with the Fugees and her son YG Marley. It was great. Like, Lauryn is a legend. Her music is absolutely timeless and she puts on a great show when she's on time. But anyway, I want to get into some of these other performances. Honestly, this show was really about the ladies. Like, the BET Awards really rolled out the red carpet for a lot of the newer female artists out, and I think that was great. They especially rolled out the red carpet for the female rappers because they got a chance to perform their own songs. But let's get into the rap girls. Let's talk about these rap performances. I think the rap girls did good. Obviously, Megan leads the pack in comparison to the other girls. She opened up the show with her songs Hiss and Boa and Where Them Girls At, and I thought she did great. Her performance was on point. Her breath control was on point. Megan is pretty consistent when it comes to performing, so she never disappoints. I also really like the choreography a lot. It was definitely giving me heavy Beyonce inspiration. But I will say this. I just wish her songs had more pizzazz. You know, I feel like something is missing with her music. And also, when you see one Megan performance, you pretty much have seen them all. I mean, she doesn't really do anything too different. But I will say she had the strongest performance out of her peers. Also, I have to give props to Ice Spice because she also made a big improvement. Her stage presence and her breath control has improved. She was moving around a bit on stage. Now, she wasn't giving full on 8 counts like Megan Thee Stallion, but she was moving a little bit. She actually put in a little more effort, and I think that is a good step. Ice Spice needs to continue to elevate her performances because I think people will definitely respect her more as an artist. Latto was cool as well. She performed Big Mama in Sunday Service. Latto is talented and she could definitely perform, but for some reason her music is not exactly resonating. I don't know. I just feel like when I see Latto, she kind of blends in. She doesn't really stand out per se. So I don't know. Something was lacking in her performance, but the talent is there. That's what I will say. Latto is talented, but something is missing. Also, Sexyy Red performed Get It Sexy and You My Everything. And I have to say, Sexyy Red is comical. She's entertaining. The fact that she used a whole presidential theme for her set was so unserious to me. Like, Sexyy Red is just, I don't know what to make of her. She's kind of my guilty pleasure. Even though I don't really agree with a lot of the things that she pushes, I could respect the fact that, you know, she's out here grinding and doing her thing and she makes catchy music that the crowd loves. And the crowd was loving Sexyy Red. She got the most energy from the crowd last night and I thought that was interesting. Also, Glorilla performed Yeah Glow, TGIF, and Wannabe. And honestly, I was the least impressed with Glorilla's performance out of her peers. I mean, she had all the bells and whistles. She had the dancers, the choreography, she had the props, but she didn't deliver like the other girls. She sounded like she was out of breath at some points. and she was censored a lot. I don't know. She just wasn't keeping up. And when Megan actually came on stage with her, Megan upstaged her completely. Let's be honest, Megan made her look amateur. So I think Glorilla really needs to polish up as a performer. She has potential, but she needs to work on it a little more. Now let's get into the real performers of the night, okay? All of the R&B girlies performed down, all right? I have to talk about it. But first, let me talk about Tyla a little bit. Now, Tyla performed her song Jump featuring Skillibeng and Gunna, and I thought this was a good performance. I thought Tyla did her thing. Her energy seemed to be low. It seemed like the audience wasn't really connecting for some reason, but she still put on a good show. She sounded good. Her vocals were clean and clear. Her breath control was on point. The choreography was cool. I liked it. I thought she did a great job, and she represented for South Africa well. So shout out to Tyla. Now, let's talk about Victoria Monet, because Victoria Monet was clearly one of the highlights of the night. She performed On My Mama, and she also performed All Right. And this performance was insane. From the dance breaks, the transitions, the outfit changes, the scene changes, and she was singing live the whole time. No backing track, no nothing. Her mic was on. And I was gagging a little bit at that jacket switch and also the water scene. I mean, this was literally elite, top tier performing. She literally brought her music videos to life, and she paid homage to the greats like Michael Jackson and Janet. She just executes her performances so well. She executes at a very high level, very polished, very seasoned. And I think Victoria is just a gem. She really is a star. Now, let me talk about this Usher tribute. A lot of people had some complaints. A lot of people had complaints because they felt like it wasn't completely up to par. They felt like there should have been more male singers in the tribute. The tribute was predominantly performed by female artists, and I thought that was great. I like the fact that BET actually gave a spotlight to these singers who typically don't get the chance to perform at other award shows. So I liked that. But I could also agree that it would have been cool to see some very talented male singers like Lucky Day, like Luke James, like Mario, like this newer singer named Josh Levi. He's talented. I think it would have been cool to have Chris Brown up there, but he's on tour, and also he got into a scuffle with Usher, so I don't see that happening, but it would have been cool to see that. But I noticed that you don't really see a lot of newer male R&B singers get much visibility in the industry, and I think that needs to change. I think the industry has used rappers to push male singers out, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I think there needs to be a shift. We need to highlight and bring back male singers. There's a lot of them out there too. Don't get it twisted. There's a lot of them out there, but the labels need to push them more. That's what I think. But I'm not hating on the fact that BET selected mostly female performers. Now, Childish Gambino, he sang, and he was all right. He was kind of random, actually. I didn't expect him to be up there, but he didn't really give me Usher vibes, if you know what I mean. But he did decent. Also, Keke Palmer came out there and she performed You Make Me Wanna, and that was a pleasant surprise to me. It was also very, very random because, you know, Keke is not strictly a singer, but she does sing. She's multifaceted, so I thought she was an interesting choice, and she performed down. I gotta give Keke her props. She performed down. Also, Summer Walker performed good, and I will say this, Summer stepped her game up. She did step her game up because she used to give absolutely nothing. But nowadays, she is giving a little something. So congratulations, Summer. You're working on your stage presence, and I like that. Also, Coco sang There Goes My Baby. She walked in the crowd. She was strutting and giving the eyes to Eneli Chapa, and he looked like he was about to risk it all. And also, she serenaded Usher, and I thought it was cool. I still think Coco is still learning to be comfortable being sexy on stage. That's not typically something she taps into a lot, so she's still learning, but I thought she did a decent job. Now, I was disappointed with Marsha Ambrosius. She performed Superstar, and Marsha didn't do it for me. She just didn't do it for me. See, this is where they could have brought in a talented singing male singer. They could have brought somebody like Avery Wilson in there. They could have brought Luke James. They should have brought somebody who would have sang down, but Marsha did not do it for me. But let me tell you, I was relieved when I saw Chloe Bailey step on that stage, because Chloe cleared. You hear me? Chloe ain't nothing to play with. She is a superstar. That girl can sing. She performed Good Kisser, and you could tell that Usher was feeling her performance the most. Like, he stood up, he was smiling, he was like, yeah, this is the one right here. Chloe delivered. She attacked the stage, and vocally she cleared everybody. Like, let's be honest. Can we be honest here? Chloe was probably the best vocalist of the night. Her vocal skill and her vocal control is highly impressive. Now, after Chloe performed, Tinashe performed Nice and Slow, and it was decent, but I will say the energy fell flat. I don't think it was a good idea for Tinashe to perform after Chloe, because you see the stark difference in their performances. Tinashe is very talented. Don't get me wrong. She's very talented, but I think she would have fared off better being a part of the Bad Girls dance tribute. That's more of her forte, in my opinion. But Victoria Monet and Teyana Taylor were the ones who performed for Bad Girl, and they killed it. They killed it. They actually referenced Usher's performance with Beyonce. And even though Victoria kind of grabbed the attention, I was also very impressed with Teyana's vocals. I think she had good breath control. They both are really good performers, really good performers. And last but not least, Latto came out and ended the tribute by performing Ludacris's verse on Usher's song, Yeah. I thought this was so unnecessary. This was such an anticlimactic ending, honestly. It really, really was. And I heard Normani was supposed to be a part of this tribute, but she got injured. It's just really, really, really unfortunate, and I hate that for her. I really do. I think she was supposed to be a part of the dance tribute, so the fact that she couldn't dance and she had to sit this out must have been very devastating. And it really annoyed me when people were criticizing Normani and saying that she has no drive and she's just making excuses. They were saying that she should have performed like Michael Jackson did. When Michael had injured his foot, he sat down during the performance. He was sitting down. But see, the thing is, Normani was expected to dance for Usher. She was expected to dance. So if she couldn't dance, there's no way she could perform, y'all. I wish people could stop acting so slow. If she were to get up on that stage and just sit there and sing, people would have still dragged her. So just give her a break. She's really going through a lot. And I do want to kind of talk about it in another video, because she revealed some interesting tea about the issues with her label and her former management and how things have been just out of whack for her. She has just been dealing with a lot of pushback and attacks, honestly. And I rebuke all of these spiritual attacks against her in Jesus' name. With all that's happening, I think Normani will still come out on top, and she's going to come out stronger than ever. But she is going through a rocky moment in her career. She is. So, you know, prayers up for her. But anyway, that's all I have to say about the BET Awards, y'all. It was cool. It was cool. A lot of good performances. But the Usher tribute could have been better. And honestly, I think Usher should have got up there and performed himself. Why didn't he get up there and perform? Anyway, let me just end this video. Tell me what y'all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.